What is going on, everyone? The Houston Texans just massacred the Cleveland Browns 45-14. There should no longer be a question who Offensive Rookie of the Year is. That is CJ Stroud. He should also be in conversations for Most Valuable Player. He is not a rookie. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. There should no longer be a question who is the Coach of the Year. That belongs to DeMeco Ryans and the fantastic job that he has done this season, bringing the team that won 7 games in the past 2 years combined to 11 wins and on their way to the divisional round of the playoffs. The Houston Texans, ladies and gentlemen, are shocking the world. And when you win a game like this, a game where no one expected you to win, you put up 45 points against the best defense in the NFL. So many people were talking about Joe Flacco, how elite he is. That old ass did not look elite today. When you win a game like this, you get to talk Super Bowl. Because I said it last week. When you get into the playoffs, you wipe away your record, you look at the Lombardi Trophy, and the Houston Texans just got one step closer. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to talk about this massacre. Welcome to the 713 Houston Sportcast. I am your host, Ruben Calvillo. I drop daily Houston Texans content, so make sure you guys are following me on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok for the latest news, rumors, and updates. And if you guys are new here, welcome. Trying to hit 10K subscribers by the end of the season. I'm sorry my voice is going out, but this is, I talked about last week, the biggest win in the past 10 years. You can put this victory up there because in the playoffs, at home, in a packed NRG, the first time we've seen it packed all year, it makes me emotional, guys. It really does. It really does make you emotional because I remember where this team was last year. You cannot wear this red, white, and blue without being made fun of. And it was a tough time being a Houston Texans fan. 7 combined wins in the past 2 years. You thought you had your franchise guy. He got the bag. He wanted to leave. In comes Coleridge Bernard Stroud IV. And CJ Stroud just has, this dude embodies the city of Houston. I think that's why everyone in H-Town loves him so much. And we loved him as soon as he talked on the microphone. What did he tell them? I bring me. And in his pregame speech last week against the Indianapolis Colts, we're too special. We're too fucking special. And I see that. This is a different Houston Texans team, ladies and gentlemen. I can see us going to the Super Bowl. I really can. After destroying the number 1 defense in the NFL, CJ Stroud, 16 of 21, 274 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, a quarterback rating of 157.2. We are watching one of the next great players, great quarterbacks in the NFL. And if you think I'm lying, you look at who they compared him to today. There was a graphic, and CJ Stroud was next to not only Joe Montana, but Tom Brady. You are being compared to 2 GOATs, and at 2 different times, both of those guys have been labeled the best quarterback to ever play in the NFL, and it is year 1. You're a rookie. Are you insane? Are you kidding me, CJ Stroud? The future for the Houston Texans is as bright as it can be, and it starts with number 7. He could have had 4 or 5 touchdowns. I know he's going to be kicking himself in the butt for missing Nico Collins deep. I think it was in the second quarter. Just would have opened the door, and it would have started a blowout. It was a blowout. But there was 7-10 points left off the scoreboard. Your receiving attack, Nico Collins, 6 receptions, 96 yards, 1 touchdown. There was no longer a conversation of who was your number 1 wide receiver. That is Nico Collins. He rose to the occasion last week, 195 yards, 1 tutty against the Colts to get you into the postseason. And today, against the number 1 defense in the NFL, one of the best secondaries in the NFL, 96 yards, 1 touchdown, was a game changer today. Brevin Jordan, welcome. Announced yourself to the world. 1 catch, 76 yards for the touchdown. This is the ghost of Nick Caserio, ladies and gentlemen. Do not forget Brevin Jordan, one of the first 3 draft picks by Caserio. It was Davis Mills, Nico Collins, and Brevin Jordan. And hey, all 3 of those guys played today in the playoffs. John Mechie, we need to talk about him. 3 catches, 44 yards, also showed great blocking in the running game. Finally, John Mechie, thank you so much for rising to the occasion. I'm not asking for 70, 80 yards. A good 30, a good 40, hell, 50, 60 would make me happy. Shout out to John Mechie, his first good game of the season, and it's so crazy that it's in the playoffs, ladies and gentlemen. We know during the playoffs, these stars rise to the game. Dalton Schultz, he only needed 1 catch, 37 yards for the touchdown. Our best tight end since Owen Daniels. You could go ahead and re-sign Dalton Schultz for as long as you want to. Robert Woods had a catch. Devin Singletary had a catch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different receivers caught the ball from CJ Stroud. A fantastic performance by them. Great job by Bobby Slowick. Devin Singletary, 13 attempts, 66 yards, 1 touchdown, 5.1 yards a carry. Now, we talked about the Cleveland Browns run defense coming in and how it was suspect. I mean, only 13 carries is little, but the Houston Texans were finding success through the air, man. Devin Singletary, if you get the running game going and the passing game going at the same time, who is going to stop this Houston Texan offense? With that being said, A+ from this Houston Texans offense performance. You're going against the number 1 defense in the NFL, the offensive line. Laramie Tunsil. Have yourself a day. Was Myles Garrett, was his name called at all? It wasn't. I see CJ Stroud sacked 0 times. Fantastic job by this offensive line and offensive line coach Chris Strausser. Shout out to this Houston Texan offense, ladies and gentlemen. I cannot be more prouder. And if you put up 45 points on the best defense in the NFL, you can put up as much as you want against anybody, ladies and gentlemen. I am feeling confident in this Houston Texan offense. Now, switching to this Houston Texans defense, I mean, can you be any more prouder? 2 pick sixes in back-to-back drives. One of them by Steven Nelson, who had a pretty suspect game until then, took it to the crib. But you know who put pressure on that play? Derek Barnett, who you picked up a couple of weeks ago. We'll get to Derek Barnett later. And then Christian Harris County, a phrase coined by the OG themselves, Saw Sports. Christian Harris had himself a day. 7 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, 1 sack, 1 interception, 1 pass defense, 1 touchdown. I mean, this is the leader of the Houston Texans defense, ladies and gentlemen. We knew that whenever DeMeco Ryans took over this defense, there was going to be significant improvement in the young guys. And after this game, after this last couple of weeks, Christian Harris has emerged himself as one of the key pieces on this Houston Texans defense. He had himself a game. He's been playing fantastic football the last month and a half. Will Anderson Jr., 1 sack, had himself a game. This is a rookie, ladies and gentlemen. A rookie who was making plays in the backfield, making it hard on the Cleveland Browns to run the football. He has such a high motor, such high energy. I no longer want to hear people complain and bitch about the amount of draft picks we gave up for Will Anderson. This guy might be the defensive rookie of the year, ladies and gentlemen. The Houston Texans might have 4 winners in different categories. Offensive rookie of the year in CJ Stroud. Coach of the year in DeMeco Ryans, Defensive Rookie of the Year in Will Anderson Jr., and Executive of the Year, Nick Caserio. He deserves so much praise for the job he has done in just one offseason Will Anderson Jr. had himself a nice game. Also had 1 tackle for loss. Give me a second, ladies and gentlemen. Derek Barnett, 1 sack. However, it could have been 3. You saw his impact in today's game. Forced that horrible throw, which led to the Steven Nelson pick 6. And then another play earlier in the game, just getting a sack on a key, I think it was 3rd down, to force a punt. Derek Barnett, ever since he's been a Houston Texan, has been elite. I'm going to go ahead and say elite, because this is now 3 or 4 sacks in the past 6 games with Derek Barnett. Shout out to Nick Caserio for bringing that in. Desmond King, 12 total tackles. This was a dude who wasn't on the rosters to start the year. Shout out to Desmond King. Blake Cashman, 10 total tackles, 1 tackle for loss. Had a good day as well. This Houston Texans defense, man, was able to sack Joe Flacco 4 times. One of them by Christian Harris, the other by Kurt Hinish, the other one Will Anderson Jr., and the 4th one by Derek Barnett. Derek Stingley, ladies and gentlemen, might be one of the best cornerbacks in the NFL. I saw a stat today from DJ Bieniemy from ESPN. He said that Derek Stingley had covered Amari Cooper for 80% of the game. The other 20% was on tight end David Njoku, and was just elite. Shut down, did not allow a pass completion his way. Derek Stingley, I've said this all year. It is not a matter of talent. It is a matter of if you can stay on the football field. He's healthy, and he's playing like one of the best cornerbacks in the NFL. Guys, 14 points by the Cleveland Browns offense is insane. You have to give credit to head coach DeMeco Ryans. He had a fantastic game plan. No one expected the Houston Texans to win this game. No one expected us to blow them out. Not even myself. This Houston Texans team is special, ladies and gentlemen. They just showed you today that even though everyone is choosing the Cleveland Browns, I have faith. I believe. BLEAV on the Spotify. Believe in Houston Texans. Guys, this was elite. Elite. There is nothing else to say but elite. 45-14. 2 pick sixes in back-to-back drives. One by Steven Nelson. One by Christian Harris. Reads that play like an absolute drum. Takes it to the crib. Guys, this was absolutely insane. Thank you for everyone who joined the live stream. And shout out to those damn Houston Texans. For more content, y'all know what to do. Follow me for more. Go Houston. Have a very blessed day.